بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
That ends the statement. To comment briefly first on what has happened in Egypt and Libya. And I'm sure there's many questions, we're happy to take those questions, but to briefly comment on this. The messenger of God, the Prophet, peace be upon him, is for Muslims a red line. Insult of the Prophet will not be tolerated. Those who insult the Prophet, those who sanction this, those who justify this in the name of freedom of expression or anything else, put themselves offside with 2 billion people around the world, with 2 billion Muslims around the world. They should hold themselves accountable for the consequences that this brings. Muslims around the world hold the Prophet dearer than themselves, their parents, their families, and everything in this world. Of course, Islam affords diplomatic immunity. We do not condone the killing of diplomats, but this is not the point. We reject the discourse that ignores the provocation and seeks to focus on the reactions. We reject the discourse that ignores the Western invasion, for example, of Afghanistan, to focus on how the people of Afghanistan are responding to this invasion. We reject the discourse that ignores Israeli aggression to ask the question about how Palestinians are responding. What means are they using to respond to this? The discourse that ignores continued Western attacks and insults against Islam and its sanctities to focus on how Muslims are responding. The response of those who are aggressed will always be varied. You cannot control these responses. Our focus should be on the provocation. Why is there a provocation? And those who provoke should be held responsible for the consequences. Our position is that our position has been in the past and continues to be for Muslims in the Muslim world to not merely react to protest at US embassies around the world, but they should work proactively to remove these embassies from these lands. These embassies which are primarily tools for colonial exploitation in these countries, bases from which America implements its agenda for these countries, to such an extent that it's become farcical. The American embassy in Iraq is now over 440,000 square meters. It's the largest embassy in the world, followed now by the American embassy in Indonesia and the American embassy in Pakistan. What is this? A state within a state? In the past, in Egypt under Mubarak, the American embassy had over 5,000 staff. What are they doing in Egypt? What were they doing? So our position is that these embassies need to go. They have no role, they have no place in these countries. They are the embassies of states that have taken the role of adversaries to the Muslim world.